Greetings. This is a demonstration of the pre-launch version of the RMS PCM estimating tool. During this demonstration, I'm going to show some of the functionalities of the software and how to properly use the software. Prior to creating a new proposal project, you want to make sure that the customer for which you're doing this project is present in the configurations, new customers, and locations listing. If it is not present in the listing, then you need to add a new customer. To add a new customer, just fill in the customer's information and submit the new customer. Next, you want to make sure the location for the site of the project exists into the database. If it does not exist, you fill in the location, address, city, zip code, and submit the new location. This is important because all of the sales taxes and different options for the project are based on the project location. Once we are certain that the customer and the project location exist, we can proceed to add the new project by going into the Proposals, New Bid, and Opportunity Scores tab. In here, we select the customer. So in this case, we're just going to pick the Fix Your Home Corporation. And the location of this project is the Houston Housing Reconditioning in Houston, Texas. Then we'll proceed to give the project a name and description and the start and end dates. After you have filled in the information necessary to create a new project, you submit the project. Note that for the project we created for the residential unit B333, the actual evaluation scoring is empty and it is optional. You do not have to use this. This is good when a company wants to analyze different bid opportunities and they want to select the one that most likely will result in a good match. Note that although we have some pre-built criteria that you can select from to do the scoring, this is configurable and can be changed by the customer. The next step after creating the project is setting all of the project defaults. These project defaults include profit rates, overhead, and many other values. By default, when the project is created, it will pull from an existing database that have the standard defaults for the projects. For example, in this project, which came for the state of Texas, we have some material default values for the overhead and profit of 10% each, standard rates, and it has a category. It has a city cost index. It pulls the cost from the standard national average and applies these indexes to come up with the cost for a given city. For the subcontractor, it has similar profit and overhead rates. And for the labor setup, you have all of the states' burdens, overheads, and profit rates. You can change those in here for the project, and then all of them will be applied to the project estimate as you build it. We must also set in the Proposal Defaults General tab the labor regular hours defaults for the workday, the number of hours that are standard time for that workday. unit of measure. Same thing for the equipment hours, and then we can update the record. Now that we have configured the project, we can begin doing the estimation. With the project selected, you click the estimate details and it will show up the top level project name. At this point, we can go ahead and start adding a work breakdown structure. To add the work breakdown structure, you select, right click, add new WBS, and you can go ahead and type the WBS item. By selecting the bid type item, it will show in your bid tab when you're bidding this job, and you can type the title. In this case, we're going to call it Demolish Damaged Doors and Windows, and then you just click Create. Now we have that item in the project. I'm going to add a second one, and this one I'm going to call it Install New Doors and Windows, and Create. At this point, I have a project with 2 work breakdown structures. The next step is to ask the task to each one of these work breakdown structures to create the actual estimate. There is 3 different methods that we can use to add this structure. One, we can individually and manually add the task, which will enter all the material costs, all the labor costs, or contractor costs and equipment costs manually while creating this task. The other 2 methods require subscription to an estimate data providers, and we have available using the RMS database to add that information, or the CDOL Richardson database, depending on which is your type of construction work. For this demonstration, we're going to use data from the RMS database. So we select the WBS item to which we're going to add the given work. We click the Use CSI tab. In this case, we're going to search through the database and pick from existing condition or openings, common work results for openings, selected demolition, so windows and doors, and then I'm going to pick door demolition. Note that because I have not marked to search the CSI 50 or the RMS database, this was a search to your local database, which right now does not have any task. As you add tasks into your database, you will have some of these available in here. So you must ensure that you select the CSI import, and then again, when you select that item, it will give you all of the items that are demolition of doors. So if you were to pick any of the given tasks that exist, then all you have to do is in the takeoff quantity say I want to remove 3 doors. Then you click the calculate button and it will calculate that based on the standard estimate data is provided by RMS. It will apply the city index codes. Then at that point, all you have to do is add it to the estimate. Note that the tasks now have been added under the WBS work breakdown structure, and it has all of the labor costs, material costs, etc. listed into it. Also, the WBS item itself now has a summary of all the costs associated with any task under it. In this case, I'm going to add an additional item for openings, common work results, select the demolition of doors and windows, and in this case I'm going to remove some windows, some damaged windows, and let's say that I want to remove some wood windows, that I have to remove 4 windows. Again, click calculate and add to the estimate. Now we have 2 tasks under WBS, and we can get the total cost under that work breakdown structure. I added a couple of additional tasks using the same methodology to install the new doors and windows. And the next step is we are going to want to issue some requests for proposal quotes from the different subcontractors if we are subcontracting this work. And to do that, we will go to the proposal summary. We're going to go to the RFQ RFP, in which all of the tasks that contain labor with the estimated quantities will be displayed. Then we can go ahead and select the vendors we intend to invite for that proposal. Please note that you can go ahead and filter which vendors you want to use by if they belong to a minority or disadvantaged group, and that will filter the contractor name selection. Otherwise, you will get a complete listing of all the different vendors available. So in this example, let's assume that we want to invite the Houston renovators. We do have to select which items we are going to select to invite them to bid on. So I'm going to take the first 2 items. So let's say that they will participate in bidding for the demolition of the doors and windows. And you click the add to RFP, so now that vendor is invited. If I wanted to just search for a veteran-owned business, then in that case only those businesses that qualify for that designation will show, and then I can select that vendor and add it to the RFP. Once I have done that, I will click the Save RFP RFQ. Please note that once you do that, that RFP RFQ is available, and the 2 vendors which were invited to bid in that job are displayed on the bottom. Okay, this here will display the values of their bid once they submit the bids, and we can use this screen also to select which subcontractor has been awarded the job. To enter any given subcontractor bid, we must select their name from the subcontractor list, and then we enter the total bid numbers that they provided. For this example, I'm going to randomly assign a number of labor hours, a labor cost for this vendor, and some random material cost. Once you have entered their bid, then you can go ahead and save that bid. Please note that you can also create a bid form, which will be issued in Excel format that you can send to the vendors to fill and send back to you. And then you can go ahead and import that bid to populate the bid tab. Now, once I select that RFP, we can see the bid that was submitted by that vendor. Once all vendors have submitted their bid or the bid time has closed, you can go ahead and select the vendor. And You just click that, and what you will see now is that in your project proposal analysis, it will show all of the bids for the jobs. And in this case, you can see the estimated labor cost and the awarded labor cost, estimated materials and awarded materials, and who was awarded the contract. I have opened a different proposal in which all of the bid amounts have been issued by and all of the work has been awarded, so we can see the completed form, and you can see all of the contractors that were selected for each one of them. One of the good features of this software is that we can analyze, based on all of the awards and the contractor belonging to the different disadvantaged minority groups, we can proceed and do an analysis that will tell us what percentage of the work was awarded to all the different groups. So, for example, we have 4.33% that was awarded to 8A Small Business Set-Aside Program. We have a 41% that was assigned to veteran-owned businesses, and that gives us a good analysis. We can see the total estimate of the project and the total award price for the projects. So actually our award price was about $3,000 under the estimated bid amount. When we have a project open, in the proposal summary bid tab, we can see the pay items, and we have the estimated pricing, and this is estimated cost. And then we will have the labor bid, equipment bid price, material bid price, which is the total bid price, including all the overheads and profits and additional burdens. In the proposal summary resources tab, we can see all of the different labor trades that are being used with the total number of hours for those trades, what the base costs, and then all the burdens, overheads, profits, and the total per unit bid price and the total bid price for those categories. Similarly, there was equipment. It will be listed in this section under. And in the materials, you also have the materials with the unit cost, the total quantity. It displays the total sales taxes, overhead, profits, total bid price per unit, and the total bid price. Finally, when the project has been completed, if the project is awarded, then we will select the awarded and update information. And what I will do is it will set this project to an awarded state in which the software, the RMS Project Control Management System, can be used then to manage the project to completion. The project management module for the RMS software is a different software tool that will be covered under a separate demonstration. Thank you.